The desert planet was quiet. Its orange sands stretched for miles, glowing faintly under the twin moons. Leo leaned against the side of his old exploration car, tired from the long journey. He had been traveling for days across the barren landscape, searching for minerals and studying unusual energy readings. Nights here were cold, and the wind whispered across the dunes, carrying small clouds of dust. Leo opened the small hatch on the car and checked his instruments. The readings showed nothing unusual, just the calm silence of the desert. He sighed and stretched, brushing sand from his dark hair. Another long night, he muttered to himself. The stars above seemed brighter than he remembered, as if the sky had been polished just for him. Suddenly, movement caught his eye. Far away on the horizon, a faint glow appeared. It shimmered and pulsed, not like any machine or star he had ever seen. Leo squinted, his heart quickening. "What is that?" he whispered. The glow moved closer, and he noticed it was not a reflection or a mirage. Something was definitely out there. He climbed into the car, keeping the engine off so as not to disturb it. The glow drew nearer, and Leo felt a strange mixture of curiosity and caution. The figure finally came close enough for him to see it clearly. It was small, about the height of a child, but it radiated light from its smooth, translucent skin. Its eyes were large and deep, shimmering with colors Leo could not name. The figure stopped a few meters from the car and tilted its head, as if studying him. It made no sound, but Leo could feel a gentle presence in his mind. A soft voice seemed to appear, not in his ears, but in his thoughts. "Do not be afraid," it said. "I am lost. Can you help me?" Leo blinked, astonished. He had heard of telepathic species before, but he had never met one. I don't know," he stammered. "Are you an alien?" "Yes. My name is Myra. I cannot leave this planet alone. Please, may I rest in your car?" Leo hesitated. The desert could be dangerous at night. Strange creatures, sudden sandstorms, or worse, he had no idea what Myra might be running from. Yet, he felt an urge to help. He opened the car door slowly. "Okay," he said. "You can rest here. But stay calm. It's just me tonight." Myra stepped into the car carefully, her glowing body illuminating the small space. Her presence was soothing, almost like a gentle light in the darkness. She seemed curious, touching the car's dashboard and the seats with her small hands. Leo watched silently, fascinated. As the minutes passed, the quiet of the desert returned, but now it felt different. There was no longer just silence, there was presence, curiosity, and a strange energy that hummed softly. Leo asked, "Why are you here? What happened to you?" "Hunters, they come for my kind." "I ran, but they are close," Myra replied in his mind. Her tone was calm, but Leo could sense the fear underneath. He knew then that he had to protect her, at least for tonight. He adjusted the small lights in the car and started the engine. The vehicle hummed quietly, the tires rolling gently over the sand. Myra floated slightly above the seat, her light dimming so as not to attract attention. The desert night stretched endlessly around them, filled with the sound of wind and distant rocks shifting under unseen forces. "Where should we go?" Leo asked, glancing at the horizon. "Is there a place safe nearby? I know a small valley. Hidden from the patrols." "We can rest there until morning," Myra replied. She guided him with her thoughts, pointing him toward the west. Leo nodded, trusting the alien completely. As they drove, Leo stole glances at Myra. He had always thought humans were explorers, but tonight he realized that helping others, whether human or alien, was what made him truly brave. Myra, sensing his thoughts, smiled faintly, her glow brightening with warmth. Suddenly, a flicker of movement appeared in the distance. Small red lights blinked across the sand, moving fast. Leo's heart skipped a beat. "Hunters," he whispered. Myra nodded slightly, her eyes reflecting worry. The chase had begun, though they were still a safe distance away. Leo gripped the steering wheel tighter, feeling the thrill of danger mixed with excitement. For the first time in a long while, he felt alive. Nights in the car were not just about resting, they were about discovery, courage, and unexpected friendships. And tonight, this strange glowing alien had changed everything. As the car rolled across the glowing sands, Myra's light casting soft colors inside the cabin, Leo whispered, "We'll make it. Somehow, we'll be safe." And for the first time, he believed it might be true. The desert night stretched endlessly as Leo drove, following Myra's silent guidance. The sand under the car's tires was soft, but the vehicle moved steadily, its old engine humming like a loyal companion. Myra floated slightly above the seat, her soft glow casting gentle colors across the dashboard. Leo couldn't help but glance at her from time to time. She was unlike anything he had ever seen, delicate, yet full of energy, with eyes that seemed to hold entire galaxies. "Are they far behind?" Leo asked cautiously, breaking the silence. "Not far. But you're driving, it helps." "Humans are clever with machines," Myra replied in his mind. Her voice was calm, but Leo could sense the urgency beneath it. The desert ahead was open, with scattered rocks and small dunes. Leo knew that any wrong turn could trap them or slow them down, making it easier for the hunters to catch up. He gripped the wheel tightly, focusing on every movement of the car. The road ahead seemed empty, but the desert had a way of hiding things until it was too late. Suddenly, a flicker of red light appeared on the horizon. Small, fast-moving, and steady, it cut across the sand like a laser. Leo's heart raced. "Hunters," he whispered. Myra's glow brightened, confirming his fear. "Stay calm," she urged. "We can use the terrain. Follow me." She guided him toward a narrow canyon, hidden between two steep rock formations. Leo followed without question. The canyon was barely wide enough for the car, but its walls provided cover. The red lights of the hunters appeared behind them, scanning the open desert, but they had not yet noticed the canyon. Leo slowed the car and whispered, "Do you know a way out?" "Yes. There is a small passage. It will lead to a hidden valley." "We can rest there," Myra replied. The canyon twists and turns were tricky, but Leo's human instincts and careful driving kept them on course. Dust rose around the car like a curtain, hiding them from view. Myra floated silently beside him, occasionally brushing a hand along the dashboard, as if feeling the vibrations of the vehicle. Leo realized that she was more than a passenger, she was a guide, a partner, and a companion all at once. After a few tense minutes, they emerged from the canyon into a hidden valley. The valley was small but surrounded by high cliffs that blocked any view from the desert beyond. Leo parked the car under a natural overhang, offering some protection from the cold wind. Myra's glow dimmed slightly, as if relaxing now that they were safe. "You can rest here," Leo said softly. "I'll keep watch." "Thank you," Myra replied. "Your kindness, it is rare. Humans are special." Leo shrugged, a little embarrassed. "I just do what feels right. No one deserves to be hunted." They spent the next hour in silence. Myra rested, hovering above the seat, while Leo checked the car's systems. The desert night was alive with soft sounds, wind brushing over rocks, distant shifting sands, and the faint hum of unseen creatures. It was peaceful, yet the memory of the hunters kept Leo alert. Finally, Myra spoke again. "Leo, I should tell you more. My kind, we are hunted for knowledge we carry. Energy patterns, old secrets, dangerous to those who want power. I ran to survive." Leo nodded. "I understand. And I'll help you, as best as I can. We'll figure something out together." "You are brave," Myra said. Humans are brave in ways others cannot be. You adapt, think, and act even when scared. That is why I trust you. Leo smiled faintly, touched by her words. I guess we make a good team then. Suddenly, a sharp noise echoed across the valley, a distant metallic clang followed by a faint humming sound. Leo froze. Did you hear that? He whispered. Myra's glow brightened instinctively. Hunters. They are searching, she warned. Leo's mind raced. The valley was safe for now, but they could not stay long. He opened the car's hatch and scanned the surroundings. The cliffs offered protection, but he needed a plan. His human intuition kicked in, thinking of every possible way to keep them safe. We can hide, and then move when they are distracted, Myra suggested. I know a path through the cliffs. It will be hard, but it will work. Leo nodded. Good. Then we move soon. But first, rest a little. We'll need strength. Myra's glow softened, and for a moment, the tension lifted. They were two beings from entirely different worlds, sharing a single car in the middle of a desert night. Yet, there was a connection, forming a bond born of trust, courage, and the promise of survival. As Leo leaned back in his seat, listening to the hum of the car and the whisper of the wind, he realized something. Nights in the car were no longer just lonely or quiet. They were filled with possibility, adventure, and even friendship. And with Myra beside him, the night suddenly felt less empty, and more alive than ever before. Leo waited until the faint red lights of the hunters moved further away. He knew the valley offered temporary safety, but staying in one place for too long was dangerous. Myra hovered beside him, her glow dim and soft. Her large eyes scanned the cliffs, alert for any sign of danger. We should leave now, she said in his mind. They will return. They always return. Leo nodded. Okay. Lead the way. Myra pointed toward a narrow path winding up the cliffs. It was steep and uneven, but hidden from the open desert. Leo carefully drove the car along the path, the tires crunching against loose stones. The engine hummed steadily, a comforting sound amid the tension. Be careful, Leo whispered. One wrong move and we could slip. I trust your control, Myra replied. Humans think quickly, that is your strength. The path twisted sharply. Rocks jutted out from the cliffs, and loose gravel threatened to slide under the car's tires. Leo's hands were steady on the wheel, his eyes scanning every shadow. Myra floated above the seat, offering directions as she sensed hidden obstacles. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from behind them. Leo glanced in the rearview mirror and saw the hunters' drones speeding across the valley, their red lights cutting through the darkness. They had noticed the car. They're coming. Leo shouted. He pressed the accelerator, the car surging forward with determination. The path was narrow, but Leo's human instincts guided him. He swerved around a falling boulder, narrowly avoiding a collision. Myra's glow flickered with concern. Keep going. Turn left at the next bend, she urged. Leo followed her instructions, hugging the cliffside as the drones pursued. The chase was tense, the hunters were fast, but they relied on technology, while Leo relied on instinct. He dodged rocks, jumped small gaps, and even slid under a low overhang, using the car's size to his advantage. Humans are unpredictable, Myra thought in admiration. That is why you survive. The chase continued for what felt like hours. The desert night stretched endlessly, but Leo's focus never wavered. Every bend in the cliff offered both danger and opportunity. The hunters' drones were relentless, their red lights glowing closer with every turn. Finally, Leo spotted a narrow tunnel hidden behind a curtain of hanging rocks. Myra, this way, he shouted. She guided him carefully through the tunnel. Inside, the air was cool and still, and the car's engine echoed softly against the stone walls. The drones hesitated outside, unable to fit into the narrow space. Leo exhaled a long breath, his hands still gripping the wheel tightly. "Well done," Myra said softly. "You have outsmarted them. Humans, you are clever beyond what I imagined." Leo smiled faintly. "It's not over yet. We need to move before they find another way in." Myra nodded. "There is a hidden valley beyond the tunnel. It is safe for now. We can rest and plan our next move." The tunnel opened into a small, enclosed valley. Soft sand covered the ground, and the high cliffs blocked any view from the outside. Leo parked the car under a natural rock overhang, giving them shelter from the cold night wind. Myra floated above the seat, her glow casting soft patterns on the dashboard. For a few minutes, the two were silent. The only sound was the wind brushing against the rocks and the gentle hum of the car's engine. Leo checked the instruments, making sure the hunters had not left any trackers behind. "Leo," Myra said finally, "I am grateful. You saved me tonight. Not many humans would risk so much for someone they barely know." Leo shrugged. "It felt like the right thing to do. We're partners now, in a way. I won't let anything happen to you. Humans, you have courage. You see danger and still act. That is why your kind can survive anything," Myra replied. Leo felt a warm sense of pride. Humans were adaptable, brave, and inventive. He had always believed that, but now, seeing it in action, he felt it more deeply than ever. As he leaned back in his seat, he glanced at Myra. "We've had a long night," he said. "But somehow, I feel like this is only the beginning. There's more ahead, more challenges, more discoveries." "Yes," Myra agreed. "But with you, I feel hope. Nights in the car are no longer just lonely or quiet. They are full of possibilities." Outside, the desert wind whispered across the cliffs, and the faint red lights of the hunters faded into the distance. Inside the car, two beings from completely different worlds shared a moment of quiet, knowing that together they could face whatever the night and the universe threw at them. For Leo, nights in the car had changed forever. They were no longer only about travel or survival. They were about courage, friendship, and the thrill of discovery. And with Myra beside him, the darkness of the desert no longer felt empty, it felt alive. The valley was quiet now, the hunters' red lights long gone. Leo parked the car under the natural overhang, letting its shadow cover them from the open sky. He stepped out and took a deep breath. The desert air was cold but clean, carrying the faint scent of sand and distant rocks. Myra hovered nearby, her glow soft and gentle, reflecting the calm after the tense chase. "Leo, I think it is time I tell you more," Myra said. Her voice echoed in his mind, calm but serious. Leo leaned against the car, listening. "Okay. I want to understand. My kind, we carry knowledge," Myra began. "Energy patterns, old secrets, ways to harness power from stars and planets. Long ago, this knowledge was shared to help civilizations grow. But now, some want it for control. They hunt us to take it." Leo frowned. "So you're being chased because of knowledge?" "Yes," Myra replied. "Not because we are weak, but because we are trusted with something valuable. Many cannot understand it. They only want to use it." Leo thought for a moment. He had faced dangerous creatures and harsh planets before, but this was different. This was about survival, trust, and protecting knowledge that could change entire worlds. "Then they think they can take it from you by force," he said. "That's wrong." "It is," Myra said. "And that is why I ran. Alone, I cannot escape them. But with you, perhaps I have hope." Leo felt a sense of responsibility. Myra trusted him completely, and he could not let her down. He placed a hand on the car roof. "We'll figure this out. Somehow, we'll keep you safe." For a while, they were silent. Myra's glow pulsed softly, as if reflecting her emotions. Leo stared at the desert horizon, wondering what kind of danger lay ahead. The hunters had been relentless, but humans had an advantage: adaptability, courage, and thinking differently in impossible situations. Leo, Myra said after a moment, I must tell you about the artifact. It is hidden. It can protect my people from those who hunt us. But it is not easy to reach. The path is dangerous, even for humans. Leo's eyes lit up with determination. Then we'll take that path. We've come this far. We can't stop now. Myra floated closer. Your bravery, it surprises me. Humans are so unpredictable. You face danger without knowing everything, yet you act. That is rare among beings I know. Leo smiled faintly. I guess humans have to adapt. Otherwise, we wouldn't survive long anywhere, especially not in deserts or space. The wind shifted, carrying small clouds of sand around the valley. Leo shivered slightly. We'll need a plan. The hunters could return anytime. I know, Myra replied. There is a canyon beyond the valley. Hidden paths lead to the artifact. But it will test both your skill and your courage. Many would turn back, even humans. Leo's hands gripped the car tightly. He felt a thrill of excitement mixed with fear. This was no ordinary journey. He had faced harsh planets, storms, and dangerous creatures before, but never something that required trust, courage, and teamwork with an alien being. Leo. I trust you, Myra said. You may be the only one who can help me and my people. That is why I came to you tonight. Leo felt the weight of her words. He was not just helping a lost alien, he was protecting knowledge, guiding a species, and testing his own limits. Then we move at first light, he said. We'll rest tonight and be ready. Myra nodded, her glow dimming slightly as she relaxed. Leo checked the car, making sure it was ready for travel. Supplies were limited, but enough for the journey ahead. He looked at the stars above. Somehow, the desert felt less empty with Myra beside him. Her presence was comforting, yet it reminded him of the dangers that lurked nearby. As the night grew colder, Myra floated near the car seat, and Leo turned on a small light inside. They sat in silence for a while, letting the quiet calm their nerves. Leo realized that nights in the car were no longer just about traveling or resting, they were moments of planning, learning, and forming bonds. Leo, Myra said softly, tonight I learned something important. Humans, your courage is not just physical. It is the mind, the heart, and the spirit combined. That is why I believe we can succeed together. Leo smiled, feeling a mix of pride and determination. Then tomorrow, we take the next step. We find the artifact, and we make sure your people are safe. Together. The desert remained still, the twin moons reflecting off the sand. For Leo, the night was no longer just darkness, it was a chance to protect, to explore, and to face challenges no one else could. And with Myra beside him, he knew that no matter how dangerous the path became, they would face it as a team. The hunters might still be out there, searching, but Leo felt ready. Nights in the car were no longer just quiet, they were full of purpose, courage, and hope. And tomorrow, the real journey would begin. The first light of dawn broke across the desert, painting the sands with soft orange and pink hues. Leo rubbed his eyes and stretched, feeling both tired and ready. Last night's revelations weighed on him, but he knew they could not wait. The hunters were still out there, and Myra's people depended on them reaching the artifact safely. Myra, we need to prepare, Leo said, opening the car's hatch. We can't just rely on speed and luck. If they catch us again, we'll need a better defense. I can help, Myra replied. Her glow pulsed gently. I know some ways to use energy patterns to enhance protection. But it must combine with your human inventions. Leo smiled. Then let's make this car more than just a vehicle. Let's make it a fortress. They began with the basics. Leo checked the tires and suspension, reinforcing them with spare materials he had packed. He added small sand shields on the sides to prevent damage from falling rocks. Myra hovered above, directing subtle energy flows that could make the shields stronger and even reflect light, making them harder to detect from a distance. Impressive, Myra said. Your hands are skilled. Humans create with courage and imagination. Next, they focused on sensors and warning systems. Leo rigged a few small lights and mirrors to alert them if the hunters approached from behind or from above. Myra enhanced the sensors with her energy, giving them a subtle glow that could detect movement even through sandstorms. The car now seemed almost alive, alert, and ready to respond to danger. We need camouflage, Myra suggested. The hunters rely on visual tracking. If we blend, they may not find us. Leo nodded. They used natural sand from the valley and combined it with Myra's energy patterns. The car's color shifted slightly, shimmering between desert tones, making it difficult to spot unless someone looked very closely. Myra's energy flickered over the surface, creating subtle patterns that would confuse the hunter's sensors. By midday, the transformation was complete. The small exploration car, once ordinary and vulnerable, now looked like a hybrid of human engineering and alien technology. Leo stepped back, admiring their work. You've turned it into a fortress, Myra said, hovering near the roof. Her glow radiated warmth and admiration. Humans, you do not give up. You find solutions when others would only flee. Leo shrugged. I just use what I have and sometimes, it's enough. He glanced at Myra. Ready to try it out? Yes, Myra replied. But be careful. They are always watching. They started driving slowly through the hidden valley, testing the new systems. The car moved smoothly over the sand, the shields deflecting small rocks and the sensors lighting up whenever Myra's energy detected movement. Leo's confidence grew. This car was more than transportation, it was a sanctuary, a mobile base, and a symbol of human ingenuity. Suddenly, faint red lights appeared at the edge of the valley. The hunters had returned. Leo's heart raced, but he stayed calm. Here they come. Let's see how our fortress performs. The drones advanced, scanning for heat and movement. Leo engaged the shields fully, while Myra projected energy waves to distort the hunter's sensors. The red lights flickered and shifted, unable to lock on. Leo drove carefully, dodging a few small drones that had found their way closer. Excellent. Myra thought. You are clever, human. Your mind works quickly even under pressure. The hunters tried to surround them, but Leo anticipated their moves. He used the valley's natural formations and the car's enhanced systems to confuse them. The drones collided with rocks, misjudged distances, and some even retreated. Myra's energy patterns made the car almost invisible from certain angles, adding to their advantage. After several tense minutes, the hunters finally withdrew, unable to break through the defenses. Leo exhaled slowly, leaning back in his seat. That should teach them not to chase us so easily, he muttered. Leo, humans are amazing, Myra said softly. Your courage, creativity, and willingness to act, this is why I trust you completely. Together, we are stronger than any hunter. Leo smiled faintly. We make a good team. But we still have a long journey ahead. The artifact waits, and the path will not be easy. I am ready, Myra said, her glow steady and bright. With you, I feel we can succeed. The desert stretched endlessly before them, a mixture of orange sands, hidden valleys, and distant cliffs. The car rolled forward, quiet but strong, carrying two unlikely companions who had become partners. They were prepared, clever, and determined, a human and an alien, united by trust and courage. As they drove toward the next challenge, Leo realized something important. Humans could face any obstacle not just because of strength, but because of their ability to think, adapt, and work with others. Myra had shown him that even the most advanced technology could be enhanced by intuition and bravery. Nights in the car had changed meaning. They were no longer just nights of travel, they were nights of preparation, discovery, and growing bonds. And with this fortress of a car, Leo felt ready to face anything the desert and the hunters could throw at them. The hidden valley slowly disappeared behind them as Leo and Myra drove deeper into the desert. The car's shields reflected the rising sun, casting faint glimmers across the sand. Myra's glow illuminated the dashboard as she guided Leo through the narrow paths ahead. "The terrain ahead is dangerous," she warned. "Steep cliffs, loose rocks, and sandstorms are common. Few could survive without skill and courage." Leo nodded, gripping the steering wheel tightly. "Then we'll have to be careful. But we'll make it." The path became rougher, winding through jagged cliffs and narrow canyons. Loose rocks tumbled under the car's tires, and sudden dips threatened to throw the vehicle off balance. Yet Leo's instincts guided him. His hands moved skillfully, adjusting speed and angle, using every bit of knowledge he had gained from years of exploration. Myra's guidance helped him anticipate obstacles that human eyes could not see. "Impressive," Myra said. "Your human intuition, it is unmatched. Others might panic, but you remain calm." Suddenly, a faint red light appeared on the horizon. The hunters had found them again. Leo's heart raced, but he did not hesitate. "Hold on, Myra. They're back." "I can help," Myra said. "But you must drive with courage and wit. Humans are unpredictable, use that." Leo nodded. He accelerated, weaving through the canyon as the hunters' drones pursued. The drones were fast and precise, but Leo used the narrow passages to his advantage. He dodged rocks, slid under low overhangs, and even created small dust clouds to confuse the sensors. Myra's energy patterns shimmered over the car, making it harder for the drones to lock on. "You think differently," Myra thought in admiration. "That is why humans survive when others fail." The chase lasted for hours, testing both their skill and endurance. Leo's knowledge of machines, combined with Myra's alien guidance, made them a formidable team. The hunters' drones collided with rocks, misjudged paths, and some retreated, unable to predict the car's sudden movements. Finally, they reached the edge of a hidden plateau. Below, nestled between cliffs, lay a small valley shrouded in mist. Myra's glow brightened with hope. "The artifact is there," she said. "It has been hidden for generations. But it is guarded by natural barriers and traps left to protect it." Leo carefully maneuvered the car down a narrow path leading into the valley. Loose stones slid under the tires, and sudden dips required quick thinking. The hunters' drones were nowhere in sight, but the terrain itself was a challenge. Leo felt alive, using every skill he had to guide the car safely. "You are clever, human," Myra thought. "Your mind, your courage, it matches the obstacles perfectly." At the center of the valley, a small pedestal emerged from the mist. On it rested a glowing crystal, the artifact. It pulsed softly, radiating energy that seemed alive. Myra's glow brightened, reflecting the artifact's light. "We found it," Leo whispered, awe in his voice. "Yes," Myra said. "This can protect my people. But we must be careful. The energy is strong. Only with careful handling can it be moved." Leo carefully drove the car closer, positioning it near the pedestal. Myra extended her hands, weaving energy patterns around the crystal to stabilize it. Leo adjusted the car's platform to support the weight, combining human engineering with alien energy. The crystal floated slightly, guided by Myra's patterns, and then settled safely in the car. "You did it," Myra said softly. "We have the artifact. My people will be safe because of you." Leo smiled faintly. "We did it together. Humans and aliens, teamwork." Myra's glow shimmered with gratitude. Humans are strong not just in body, but in mind. Your adaptability, your courage, it is a gift. That is why I trust you completely. Suddenly, the faint hum of drones echoed in the distance. The hunters had returned, drawn by the artifact's energy. Leo's eyes narrowed. We're not done yet. They want this crystal too. Let's see what humans and aliens together can do. Myra's glow intensified, energy patterns wrapping around the car. Leo adjusted the shields and reinforced the vehicle's defenses. They were ready. The path ahead will be dangerous, Myra warned. But with you, I feel hope. Leo smiled, gripping the wheel tightly. Then let's finish this. We'll protect this artifact no matter what. The hidden valley faded behind them as the car rolled forward. The hunters' drones approached, but Leo's human ingenuity, Myra's alien energy, and their trust in each other made them unstoppable. Knights in the car had tested their courage, skill, and teamwork, and now, together, they were ready to face the greatest challenge yet. The desert stretched endlessly around them, the sun dipping low behind distant cliffs. Leo's hands were steady on the wheel, but his heart raced. Ahead lay the final challenge, the delivery of the artifact to Myra's people. They had traveled far, faced countless dangers, and outsmarted relentless hunters. Now, the moment of truth was near. Leo, Myra said in his mind, her glow soft but bright with determination. We are close. My people await the artifact. They will be safe if we succeed. Leo nodded. Then let's do this. Together. The path ahead twisted through jagged cliffs and hidden valleys. Loose rocks slid beneath the car's tires, and sudden drops tested their skill. Yet, Leo's human intuition guided every movement. Myra's energy flowed over the car, enhancing shields and sensors, making the vehicle almost untouchable. Humans are extraordinary, Myra thought. Your courage and adaptability, it amazes me. They reached the edge of a high plateau, overlooking a hidden settlement carved into the cliffs. Myra's people, small alien beings with soft glowing patterns on their skin, waited below. Their eyes lit with hope and relief as they saw the car approaching with the artifact. We must descend carefully, Myra said. The hunters may still follow. Leo nodded, taking the car down a narrow, winding path. Every turn required precision. Loose stones threatened to destabilize the vehicle, but Leo adjusted speed and angle with perfect timing. Myra's energy patterns shimmered around the car, creating a protective field that repelled small rocks and debris. Suddenly, the faint red lights of the hunters appeared in the distance. They had followed them to the settlement. Leo's jaw tightened. They want this crystal. Not today, he muttered. We can outsmart them, Myra said. We have come too far to fail now. Leo's mind worked quickly. He guided the car to a narrow canyon entrance, using the terrain as a trap. The hunters' drones followed, but the canyon walls reflected their sensors and disrupted their targeting. Leo accelerated, sending dust and rocks flying, creating confusion. Myra's energy patterns enhanced the effect, making the car appear to vanish and reappear unpredictably. Your unpredictability is our strength, Myra thought. This is why humans survive. The drones collided with canyon walls, their formation breaking apart. Some retreated, others malfunctioned. Leo and Myra used the chaos to descend safely toward the settlement. Finally, they reached the hidden valley where Myra's people waited. The aliens approached cautiously, but when they saw the artifact, their glow brightened, signaling relief and joy. Myra guided the crystal into a central pedestal. It floated smoothly, its energy radiating protective patterns over the settlement. The hunters, unable to penetrate the energy field, finally withdrew. It is done, Myra said softly. Your courage has saved my people. Leo smiled, feeling both pride and exhaustion. We did it together. Humans and aliens, teamwork. The small aliens surrounded them, expressing gratitude in their own soft, glowing language. Myra floated beside Leo, her glow warm and steady. You have shown me the strength of humans. Courage, ingenuity, and heart, these are your gifts. Leo looked at the settlement, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. I never thought a night in a car could lead to something like this, he said, laughing quietly. But it did. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Nor would I, Myra replied. You are not just brave, Leo. You are a protector, a thinker, and a friend. My people will remember this night and you. The sun set completely, painting the desert sky with shades of orange, pink, and deep purple. The winds whispered softly over the sands, carrying the faint hum of energy from the artifact. Leo leaned back in the car, feeling the hum resonate with his heartbeat. Nights in the car had tested him, challenged him, and ultimately changed him. Leo, Myra said, her glow softening, tonight, humans and aliens have shown what is possible when trust and courage guide actions. Remember this, always. Leo nodded, a small smile on his face. I will. And maybe, one day, we'll have more nights like this. Nights of adventure, discovery, and friendship. Myra floated closer, her glow merging with the fading light of the desert. I hope so. And with you, I believe the impossible is possible. The desert night grew quiet. Stars appeared overhead, bright and unending. The car sat parked, a small fortress of human skill and alien energy. Leo looked at the stars, feeling the vastness of the universe, yet confident in his place within it. Humans could face the impossible, adapt, and survive sometimes in the most unexpected ways, even on nights in a car. And for Leo, that night was more than a journey. It was proof that courage, trust, and teamwork could change the course of events, save lives, and create bonds across worlds. As he sat beside Myra, the desert stretching endlessly before them, he knew that this was only the beginning of countless adventures yet to come.